The man who shot and killed 10 people 3.5 years ago at a Boulder King Soopers was in court today as his trial began. His attorneys don't dispute the fact that he fired the weapon that day. Prosecutors and defense attorneys agree on that. Thanks for joining us. I'm Kim Christensen.
And I'm Evan Krugel. The shooter has pleaded not guilty by reason of insanity. Now it will be up to jurors to determine whether he was sane on that day. Kevin Vaughn from our 9 News Investigates team joins us from Boulder. And Kevin, it sounds like the entire focus of this trial is going to be on the shooter's mental health.
Evan and Kim, District Attorney Michael Doherty took almost 2 hours for his opening statement today, and he focused a lot of it on the shooter's mental health. Did the man who killed those 10 people intend to do that? And did he know the difference between right and wrong? To win a guilty verdict, prosecutors will have to prove that both things were true on March 22nd, 2021. Doherty stressed a couple things in his opening statement. First, not a single person was injured by gunfire, suggesting the gunman killed those he intended to. And second, he stripped down to his underwear before surrendering so as not to be a threat.
He puts his hands up, and in response to law enforcement demanding that he surrender, he says, "I surrender, I give up." The police can't hear it because he's still off to the side. But the people hiding in the pharmacy, praying that they're not going to get killed, they hear him say, "I surrender, I give up." That's how you're going to answer the question of, did you know the difference between wrong and right?
Defense attorney Samuel Dunn countered that assertion, telling the jury the man heard voices and was delusional long before that deadly day.
Insanity would be ignoring the actions of an insane person and saying that they're sane. Insanity is asking that a severely ill person who was untreated when they committed even the most horrendous of criminal acts be placed in a cage and not in a hospital.
This afternoon, there was a discussion at the bench involving the judge and the attorneys. It was out of our earshot. We're not exactly sure what they talked about, but afterward, defense attorneys filed a motion for a mistrial and a motion for Judge Ingrid Bakke to recuse herself. She declined both of those motions, denied both of those motions. Testimony went on. It's expected to continue tomorrow. The trial's expected to take about 3 weeks. Live in Boulder, I'm Kevin Vaughn, 9 News.
You always wonder about those types of things. I know, Kevin, just covering this trial is difficult for members of the media because they're really strict about what you can and cannot do in court.
Yeah, we're not allowed to have a camera in the courtroom. There's a fixed camera that the court has set up for us. We can only come and go during breaks and that sort of thing.
Okay. That explains why sometimes people wonder why they can't see certain images.
Right.
So,
and a long trial ahead.
You're in for the long haul. Thank you, Kevin.
Of course, our 9 News Investigates team will have updates from the courtroom as this lengthy trial goes on. You can find updates by downloading our free news app in the Google Play and Apple stores.
Lots of new information coming out today regarding yesterday's school shooting in Georgia. The FBI says the teen suspect had been on its radar for online threats that he made last year, but there wasn't enough probable cause for an arrest. The suspect was also a new student at the school, had only been in class for a partial day. An impromptu memorial with flowers and balloons now surrounds the flagpole at the high school where 2 14-year-old students and 2 math teachers were killed yesterday. Investigators say the 14-year-old suspect used an AR-style weapon in the attack. Teachers were able to quickly call police using just their ID cards.
They have a button on that ID and they press it so many times and it alerts us where that incident is occurring. We got multiple notifications as the shooting was going on from the teachers where to respond in that general area. It also locks down the school screens.
The boy will be tried as an adult for the shootings. His first court appearance will be tomorrow.
New at 4, Hunter Biden has pleaded guilty to federal tax charges. The decision came as jury selection was set to begin in his federal tax case this morning. President Joe Biden's son faced misdemeanor and felony charges over claims he failed to pay more than $1 million in taxes over 4 years. He has acknowledged he was struggling with a drug addiction at that time. Hunter's charges carry up to 17 years behind bars, but it's unlikely he'll receive that full time. Sentencing is set for December 16th. Well, 5 days into September, and we have our first snow in Colorado. Look at this. 9 News reporter Matt Renew sent us this beautiful video from the Loveland Pass area. You can see folks pulling over to take a look at that light dusting of snow on the peaks and those foggy winter-like conditions up in the White River National Forest. Certainly a beautiful sight and a reminder that winter is just around the corner, although Kathy, sounds like we're still maybe a couple weeks away from seeing that down here.
That's exactly right. But it was so neat to see that snow this morning. We thought it would happen. This cold front was significant, but the pictures coming in from Pikes Peak and some of the 14ers, I mean, there was accumulating snowfall there. So if you enjoyed that, enjoy it, because it's about to be gone. We're back to the summer weather, and we will have that pattern with us through the weekend into early next week. The showers were so wonderful and beneficial. And look at our numbers, 72 degrees in Denver, and that is well below the average of 84. Some of the rain totals pretty unbelievable with this system along the Front Range, anywhere from almost 0.8 of an inch in Arvada, 9 News downtown, almost ½ an inch. Some of the foothill areas picking up over an inch of water, and we needed every drop. Average high this time of year is 84. We've just jumped to 72. So this is a one-day event, because as the winds shift yet again tonight, temperatures will rebound back to the 80s tomorrow. Wonderful weekend weather forecast coming up for you. And the showers that we're tracking now are ending from north to south. Showers are done in the metro area. We may have some areas of patchy fog late, but it is areas over southern Colorado that will see those lingering showers for another hour or so, even a little thunder and lightning. Beautiful weekend forecast coming up. I'll have all the details in just a bit.
Great, thanks, Kathy. CDOT is exploring new ways to connect the Front Range and the mountains by train. Last spring, Governor Polis signed a bill requiring a planning process to explore rail options connecting the mountains and the Front Range. Well, next week, CDOT will be holding 3 open houses to give the public a chance to learn more. They're the first of several open houses CDOT will hold before the planning process ends in December, which officials hope will give them enough information to make the rail line work best for passengers.
We want to hear from our customers. We want to know why the rail might be important to them. Might they use it for work, for recreation? What types of trips might people be taking on the rail line? That's, I'd say, fundamental to the type of feedback that we're looking for at these open houses.
If you'd like to check them out, the open houses will be held in Craig next Tuesday, Granby next Wednesday, and Arvada next Thursday. They will all go from 5:30 until 7:30. And if you can't attend in person, CDOT will offer a virtual option too.
Right now, we're less than 2 hours away from kickoff, the start of the NFL season. Oh, yeah. That's the Chiefs Stadium. Yeah, we always play them. Too many times, it feels like. Okay. We're looking live at Kansas City, the Super Bowl champs. The Chiefs will be hosting the Baltimore Ravens tonight. You know, they do the whole get the trophy rings, all that noise and everything at halftime. But it's always a good game. The first game's always a good game. Kickoff is at 6. You can watch the game right here on 9 News. Watch some football. Later this hour, our producer, Jack Linehan, will join us now to give us a look at tonight's matchup and kind of look ahead at the season. As this season kicks off, many will be placing their bets as to who they think will be the winner in each game. Betting on sports is legal in 38 states and Washington, D.C. And for the first time, the American Gaming Association made its legal wagering estimate for the season. They predict Americans will bet a record $35 billion on football. That would be a 30% increase from last season, which saw nearly $27 billion.
Remarkable numbers. The Broncos do not have good odds, by the way, to win the Super Bowl this year, in case anyone was wondering.
Oh, and then these games and then the fantasy things everybody does on their own.
It's a lot.
It's like intense.
Yep, you have to be committed, Kim.
You barely have time to do anything else. That's really the thing. Another new report is out today ranking the teams in terms of how valuable they are.
Yeah, and the Denver Broncos did crack the top 20, thanks, of course, to their new owners. According to the new CNBC report, the average NFL team is worth $6.5 billion with a B dollars. The ranking is based on team revenue and profits. Some of the factors driving up values are those big money media deals and non-NFL events at stadiums like Taylor Swift concerts. Now, looking at the list, the most valuable team in the league is the Dallas Cowboys at $11 billion. The second team wasn't even close. It's the LA Rams at $8 billion, followed by Broncos rival New England at $7.9 billion. Denver ranks number 14 with a value of $6.2 billion.
But we're just above Seattle, which is a good sign, maybe.
Good sign for week
for
one.
Sunday.
And that value could simply go up if we
it
do well,
definitely could.
considering what we've seen from the team in recent years.
And the Walton Penner family has invested a lot into this team and still doing it. So Pat Surtain for one.
Yep, good example.
Good choice. Don't forget, we do have some programming changes tonight because of football. After 4 o'clock, we're going to be heading over to KTVD for 9 News at 5, while NBC starts pregame coverage. There will not be a Next with Kyle Clark tonight, and we'll see you back on Channel 9 after the game for post-game coverage. So that'll start a little bit before 9 News at 10. One story you will see tonight, Steve on your side, digging into robocalls. The FCC says Americans get bothered with 4 billion robocalls a month. And Steve found a way to slow them down and maybe even earn a little bit of money. That sounds pretty good. His full report tonight at 9 and 10.